USA and company just to fire you again.
You can come and work at the absolute top professional wrestling company in the world.
We appreciate you being here and, being all in.
And what happened? You ran away, you started a company and a promotion that you couldn't get over in, and then you ran away.
You could ask me anything. You could have asked me about AEW.
So, who do you like better, WWE or AEW? What are the differences between the two that says one's better than the other? Well, let's look into them and you decide who you think is better. One of the biggest factors that sets AEW and WWE apart is their approach towards pay-per-views. For the longest time, WWE was known for hosting long pay-per-views, featuring up to 8 to 9 matches, and often leaving fans tired before the main event match. However, since Triple H assumed the role of head of creativity in the summer of 2022, they quickly resolved this issue by streamlining the match card to no more than 5 to 6 matches. On the other hand, although AEW consistently delivers impressive pay-per-views, the challenge lies in their duration. AEW's average pay-per-view extends to about 4 hours, including an extra hour for the countdown and the buy-in. Even the most heated crowd gets burned out by the time the main event arrives. Another thing is the forbidden door. WWE never works with other promotions, does not allow wrestlers from other promotions to appear in WWE, and does not allow their wrestlers to make cameos in other companies. That's why it's known as a forbidden door. In AEW, however, there's no forbidden door, and wrestlers are free to appear on shows in other promotions, just as non-AEW wrestlers have competed in AEW. It's because of the forbidden door that we'll probably never see a mega cross-promotional event between WWE and AEW. The collaboration between AEW and NJPW made dream encounters like Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada possible. So, what are some of the pros of the two? WWE has recently gone through one of its best years ever, marked by an incredibly stacked roster. 2023 had it all, with new championships being created, 5-star matches, and jam-packed premium live events. With the presence of top talents like CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Logan Paul, and Sami Zayn, being a WWE fan is particularly exciting right now. On the other hand, when it comes to shows like Raw and SmackDown, fans often have a good idea of who to expect. In contrast, AEW's extensive roster often leads to surprises on Dynamite, Rampage, or Collision, as fans never know who might emerge. Tony Khan excels in ensuring nearly every single wrestler on his roster receives the screen time they reserve. Just look at the yearly tradition of Blood and Guts main eventing Dynamite. As mentioned earlier, 2023 has proven to be one of the best years in WWE history, and the accomplishments speak for themselves. Almost every WWE show has sold out, and nearly every pay-per-view has achieved some of the highest viewership. When rumors swirled about CM Punk making a return in his hometown of Chicago, WWE seized the opportunity by capitalizing on the hype. They added an extra 3,000 seats at the Allstate Arena, and the move undeniably paid off. While not all wrestlers are better off with creative freedoms, some wrestlers work much better when not restricted in creativity. In recent years, wrestlers like Aleister Black, Jon Moxley, and Matt Hardy have spoken out about their frustrations dealing with WWE on a creative level. Fortunately, All Elite Wrestling seems more inclined to give its wrestlers creative freedom to build their own storylines. Now, let's get into the cons. Apart from certain pros and cons, both AEW and WWE are dealing with issues that need to be properly looked at. While WWE has had a solid last 2 years, there has been several questionable booking decisions. Consider the state of the Money in the Bank concept, for example. Austin Theory won the briefcase, and as an up-and-coming heel, his moment took a hit with a failed cash-in. The following year, LA Knight was arguably the hottest wrestler heading into Money in the Bank 2023, but shockingly, it was Damian Priest who won the briefcase. Since then, he's attempted to cash in countless times. yet every single attempt has ended in failure. This series of unsuccessful cash-in attempts significantly impacts the credibility of the Money in the Bank briefcase. On the other hand, having an excess of titles can pose a challenge. Some AEW titles may not hold as much significance as others, primarily due to the sheer number, especially when considering the inclusion of ROH in the mix. Currently, AEW has a total of 9 titles, if we're not including the ROH title. It has been hard for Tony Khan to maintain engaging storylines for every single title, and that has become a genuine problem for AEW. A lot has been discussed regarding Triple H's hesitation to capitalize on wrestlers when they're at their peak. At the 2022 Clash at the Castle, Sheamus and Gunther delivered one of the most hard-hitting matches in recent history. However, Sheamus' momentum took a hit after the match, and he subtly expressed his frustrations, suggesting that WWE may have missed an opportunity with him. Similarly, Sami Zayn's red-hot status post-betrayal and departure from the Bloodline dwindled after WrestleMania 39, despite a fantastic match with Roman Reigns. The much-anticipated clash between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39 ended in disappointment for Rhodes, and the outcome felt controversial. Meanwhile, LA Knight has been on fire for the past year. However, the issue lies in the lack of clear direction in his storyline. Despite his immense popularity, he's yet to achieve something major. However, WWE's minute mistakes can't be equated with the toxic backstage environment in AEW. AEW faced a significant setback in 2022 after Brawlout, making 2023 arguably its most challenging year. At the All In All pay-per-view, a backstage altercation between CM Punk and Jack Perry occurred moments before Punk faced Samoa Joe. Adding to the turmoil, recently serious allegations surfaced against Chris Jericho, accusing him of sexual assault against Kylie Ray, dating back 3 to 4 years. On the other hand, Tony Khan is accused of downplaying these allegations. These numerous controversies prompt questions about the leadership and culture within AEW, and only time will ever tell if these issues will persist or if efforts will be made to rectify them. Now, with all of that determining which company is better, it's challenging to say which one is, as both AEW and WWE are similar yet so different from each other. Fans with a preference for fewer blood matches, athleticism, long-term storytelling, and a robust women's division might gravitate towards WWE. Meanwhile, AEW caters to an adult audience, incorporating elements like blood, explicit language, and obscenities. AEW's match style is often perceived as more realistic, intense, and dangerous compared to WWE. Ultimately, the choice between WWE and AEW comes down to individual preferences. But what cannot be denied is how important competition is for both the rival companies to strive to do better. Let us know what you think and why in the comment section below.